Welcome back to our annual STEAM fair in the International Pioneers Academy with Hala and Amar from grade 10 HSD. So we're going to start by our first scientist, which is Pythagoras. Pythagoras was born in 500 BCE and died in 500 BCE. He was a Greek philosopher and mathematician. He had a bunch of exciting theories. One of them is the sphericity of Earth, which opened a bunch of doors in astrology and astronomy. The 5 regular solids, Pythagorean tuning, and the theory of proportions. But the most important theory of all, which is the Pythagorean theorem. The number we're going to choose here is 13. We're going to pull it up to 13 here, and we're going to calculate the hypotenuse. The law that Pythagorean made is a squared equals b squared plus c squared. So we're going to apply it like that. So we have the length here, which is 22 square root of 22 squared plus the number we chose, which is 13 squared, equals 25.5 squared, which is the length of the hypotenuse. How does that help us in real life? Basically, the bridge in Jordan called the Abdun Bridge. So how do they calculate the ropes that tie up the bridge? Basically by using the Pythagorean theory.
And now for our second experiment, we have Archimedes. Archimedes is a mathematician, physicist and astronomer. He was born in Italy and lived in Sicily. One of his inventions was the screw pump, compound pulleys, and defensive war machines. For Archimedes' principle, which states that the volume of an object is in a liquid is the same as the liquid axis. So let's choose one of these objects and drop it into the container. We're going to notice a difference in the measurement of the water. So the volume of this object is 200 millimeter. We just subtract 600 by 400, and we're going to find the volume of this object. And thank you for listening.
Hi. So today we're here to present 2 projects made by 3 students from 11 HSD. We're Malak, Sama, and Hadil. So the first project basically proves the Pythagorean theorem. So the Pythagorean theorem basically states that c squared, which is the long leg, equals the sum of a squared, which was one of the shorter legs, and b squared. So we were inspired by Euclid's book, Elements, by this specific page and this diagram. So we know that the square equals the square of the length of the sides. So we have this square, and the foam balls basically act as a visual representation of the area. So when we come to flip this project, we can see that the foam balls that once occupied this one large square now occupy both short square, which goes on to prove that c squared does equal a squared plus b squared. And now we're moving on to the next project.
Okay, so the second part of our project is about hydraulics. Hydraulics is basically a branch of science that is concerned with the movement of water through tubes and pipes. So basically how it works is you have 2 different cylinders, and when you apply pressure into one of them, the energy will be exerted to the other end. We have horizontal energy, rotational, and vertical. And here in the demonstration, we have a hydraulic bridge which moves up and down to allow for the passage of large ships. And then here we have a demonstration of a crane which is used in construction to carry heavy objects.